Let's talk about boundaries. It is important to maintain boundaries for the sake of oneself, for the sake of our guests, and for the sake of our volunteers. Now, it might be easy to grasp why it's important to maintain boundaries for the sake of oneself, but you need to realize that it is also important for the sake of our guests themselves. How can that be true? Well, the greatest psychological challenges our Nightwatch guests have to deal with are issues of trust. Their lives have been those characterized by rejection, and in some cases betrayal and abandonment. Many come from dysfunctional backgrounds. We often take others' love and good intentions for granted, but they can't. Indeed, the entire rationale behind Nightwatch is that we may be a haven for those given a raw deal in their lives due to others or due to circumstance. We do that by showing love and good intentions can be real through the process of relationship building. And in the course of time, through relationship building, trust is achieved. But now consider what happens when you break boundaries by treating one guest more specially than you would treat any other guest. That's known as favoritism. And you know what happens when you play favorites? You are no longer behaving fairly. The one guest you favor may benefit, but you alienate everyone else. You lose their trust. If you've ever felt your parents or grandparents picking favorites among your siblings, you know exactly how that feels. And here's the thing about building trust with our guests. They know such woundedness that it can take a long time believing that they can really trust you. And if you ever do anything to lose that trust, well, having added to their woundedness, you'll just be written off, and they'll never trust you again. Playing favorites. That's at the heart of breaking boundaries. And while the heart that has brought you to volunteer at Nightwatch is one that probably rebels that there should be a divide between haves and have-nots, what you need to consider is that by playing favorites, you are making that very distinction. You are determining that some will benefit from your favors and attention, while most will not. Here's a simple way to determine whether you are being fair or not in your interactions with our guests. It's called the $1 test. Let's say a guest asks you, "Hey, could I borrow $1 from you?" Simply ask yourself, am I willing to give $1 not only to this individual, but to every other guest who is here? If so, then open up that wall of yours and pass the money around. Everyone will love you for it. But if you're not willing to do that for everyone, don't single out one individual by giving him $1 either. Maintaining boundaries is good for the sake of our guests, in short, because it's all about treating everyone equally and with fairness.